What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone, and welcome back to actually a serious video because this month is the biggest month for Motta and especially Giuntoli. Not just because of the transfer window, excuse me, not because of the needs we have, due to injuries, not due the fact that we play very tough games, Torino, Milan, Napoli, Atalanta, Bruges, Benfica, big games for us, important games for us. Those are not really the reasons. The reasons are that the media is starting a witch hunt for Motta. And we can talk about is it fair or is not fair. We will talk about that in a sec. However, what should be fair is for Giuntoli to come out and actually back his guy, and be open about the fact that they chose Motta and they're gonna stick with Motta because they believe in Motta. Otherwise, you're letting the media have a free run at saying all kinds of BS on the coach, which is happening right now. If you see some of the titles and some of the things certain members in the media are suggesting, is just gonna destabilize whatever we're trying to do, and is good for absolutely nobody. Like, it's absolutely good for nobody. So that's what we're going to talk about. Before we do that, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as well, because who knows when we will sign a player this January. But let's start off by talking about why I think it's massive for Giuntoli to back him. For the simple reason is that his future is kind of tied to Motta because he made a decision to go into a new direction, which we all wanted, or most of us wanted, and to build something new. He's not going to give up after 4 or 5 months. That's actually ludicrous. On top of that, we are not in a situation where we are getting spanked every week, where we look completely rubbish, where we look completely out of place. That's not the case. I know it's not fantastic. I know it's not looking amazing, but I think people set also a different standard. I don't know when I'm not willing. I'm pretty sure a lot of fans never watched Thiago Motta's Bologna more than 2-3 times and were expecting something that was never going to be the case. I've seen certain things, where it's like, oh, where's the tiki taka play football? Even comments on their video, I'm like, you never watch Bologna, and that's on you. At that point, just don't give an opinion on Motta because you're making things up and you're asking him things to do that he never did, in the first place. His football is building up perfectly, set up defensively well, have the interchanging defenders, midfielders, whatever, overlap a lot, at times, and, be clinical. We are not doing that at this moment in time. We're not clinical for obvious reasons. We are not defensively good for also obvious reasons, and that goes back to injuries, that goes back to decisions made in the summer. That's one. The other thing, I wake up and you see headlines of Thiago out from people who are, and I'm gonna call it out, I'm gonna say it because it's Sassaroni, big time friends with Allegri, backing Allegri last season in year 3 when we were absolutely stinking out the place week in, week out, getting smoked. Like, we're not getting smoked by small teams. We were getting smoked last season. I think people forgot that in year 3, play teams like Udinese were smoking us. Like, they were actually playing with us, and that was happening. And for some reason, everybody's acting like that never took place. Those media members are now trying to project that on Thiago Motta, which is not the case. Again, not saying that this is what everybody's expecting. I was expecting a bit better. I was expecting more wins. I was expecting these type of performances in terms of we have possession, and we become clinical. That's not happening, and that's why we're not winning these games. If we were a bit more clinical the last couple of weeks, we would have more points. But that's an issue, that he needs to work on, that he needs to improve on 100%. But again, when you have certain media members acting like, when they are not acting, they're actually openly saying that, oh, we would have won this game with Allegri. Why didn't we win games last 16, 17 games with Allegri? Why did we only win 3, 4 of them? People tend to forget that. And that's a pressure on Motta, which he deserves pressure because it's not up to the standard. But to say and compare things is ridiculous because it makes no sense. Now, when I see Nico Shira tweet out, about the next gen who moved on from Montero, got a new coach, and are winning games right now, and they're like, this is what a coaching change can do. It's disgusting, because a coaching change can also do what Montero did, by the way, the flip side, and absolutely be dog shit. A coaching change is never a guarantee. A guarantee is, or a fact is, that the coach doing the job before the new coach was doing a horrible job and he needs to be moved on. That was a fact. Everybody could see that. Everybody, even the people who are lying, could see that Allegri's job 3 years into the job was just stinky. It was horrible. It was average. It was straight up garbage. It was trash. It was that bad. You know, but to suggest that a coaching change is always the answer, immediate effect, Emery, went to Man U, Sporting Lisbon, top team, unbeatable, beating Man City, winning games all, here and there. He leaves Sporting become kind of shit, start losing games, and Man U remain shit, they remain shit. Like, that's like, a coaching change is not a thing, but to put that out there and suggest those things, media and fans will pick it up and they will feed off that, and you will come into a situation where the media is going to start a witch hunt, which nobody needs. Giuntoli now needs to come out and back his guy, protect him from the media, shield him from that, not pressure, the pressure should be on, but shielding him from comparisons that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. That's one part. The second part is he needs help because he lost players. He lost Bremer, big time loss, and we can see that, players are not up to standards. Cambiaso's form is not fantastic. Gatti is not trustworthy. I'm sorry, and I know the comments will be, what do you have against Gatti? I have nothing against Gatti. I'm one of those people where I'm like, I think he can be a very good squad player, but he cannot be a starter in the main team. I'm sorry. Like, every year it's the same thing. He will learn. He will. No, this is who he is. Like, he's a limited defender. He's not a top defender. He has no top defending qualities. It's just not there. Period. I don't care about the story that he was laying bricks 10 years ago or whatever. Cool, you made it, and cool, squad player, but that ain't it. I'm sorry, And when Takinardi says we always had the winning mindset back in the days, I agree. They don't scream we want to win at all costs, but the teams we had back then were stacked with winners. Like, they were stacked with winners and world-class players. It's easy to install a winning mentality in players who are just top notch, actually world-class players, and players who have won in the past, even before they joined Juve, by the way. It's easier to do that with those players than with players like what we have right now. The quality is insane. So it's fair to say that we don't show a winning mentality, but to say that, oh, in the past we always showed a winning mentality, that's fine. But look at the players we have right now and back then. You cannot compare that. That being said, Motta needs to improve that. We need to go out there and show anything in terms of willing to win a game no matter what. But the comparisons is getting ridiculous, in my opinion, because I'm not one of those people saying Motta out, because it's not Motta out at all for me. I still believe in him. I still believe in what he's trying to do, and it's going to be with some pains here and there, purely because he doesn't have certain profiles, so he's going to need to adapt, just for the good and his own sake to get through the season. But I'm here to say I will back him, obviously, whilst in the meantime I will call out things I think he should be improved, that he can improve in terms of, I don't know, you have a profile here and there, but tweak things here and there that I think you can improve on, and would help us, like insisting with Colt Miners in that position, maybe Yildiz sliding in, or Yildiz on the right. He's also good on the right. Like, try to do certain things, and doing the same thing over and over again. That I will call out Motta. But that being said, to say Motta out, and comparing it to last season is just absolutely, it's actually disgusting, and it makes no sense. It's just driven agenda for the good of an agenda, rather for the good of the club. It's just, actually, it baffles me, and it doesn't shock me. It just shocks me that how many people are actually running with it, But that's my message. Let's see what will happen this week, in the coming week with the transfer windows, and let's see what we'll do in January. But they all need to come together. Otherwise, it can go south really quickly on every level, But let me know in the comments what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will speak to you tomorrow twice, for a daily and a live show with a couple of guests. So stay tuned for that one, definitely.